Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 215A of Tales with TR. I'm your host, Terry Ryan Jr. Maybe it should be Tales with TRJR. Because senior couldn't have been senior forever, of course. Senior is only senior because there's a junior. I guess senior was called T. I think they called him T, I'm pretty sure. Just T. Or when you're growing up around here in Newfoundland, it's just your last name. I'm going over to the courts, Mom, with Hoyles, Ryan, Smith, and Clark. Starts as that, and then there's twists, usually to do with your last name, as like anywhere with nicknames, I suppose. But now senior was T, or Big T, even though he's not that big. Remember, a lot of people calling him Big T. So anyway, I started this podcast, like this actual episode. I had it going for a couple minutes, and my neighbor came over, Lucy, who's real good person, nice neighbor, looks after my pets when I'm gone. A good person. I'm saying this because I don't want you to think I'm mocking her, because she came over and she said, I need to talk to you. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm only 2 minutes into the podcast, whatever I was, and I kind of botched the beginning anyway, so I'm going to press stop. Record again. Shoot, what do you got? So she said, you're going to want to sit down. I sat down, and she told me that yesterday she was meditating, and she had, I don't want to say a voice, that wasn't her word, but she said my grandfather came through to her. Now, I was close with my mom's father. I won't say close with my dad's father. I just didn't see him as, I won't say I wasn't close. I just didn't see him as much. He was in Grand Falls. It was a 3.5 hour drive. We'd see him twice a year, at least once in the summer, and sometimes 5 times a year. But my grandfather, Bucky Norris, lived right next to me. And Bucky Norris, Bill Norris, but they called him Bucky. So Bucky was on the HMS Bulldog, and the HMS Bulldog captured the German ship that had the Enigma machine. So it really led to it definitely changed the tides of the war. You could make an argument it led to the war, the finality of the war. Given that it gave our side the we knew how to crack their codes. We had the Enigma machine, right? That was my grandfather was on that ship, the fucking HMS Bulldog. The movie, oh God, there's a movie out about it. U571, whatever, U5471, whatever it is, but they make it out to be America, but it really is. I don't know. It was the HMS Bulldog. So it was World War II. It would have been British. Newfoundland weren't part of Canada yet, if you can believe that. It wasn't that long ago, but we only joined Confederation. Joey Smallwood was our premier that took us into Confederation in 1949. And it was a close vote. There's books out about it. I know Greg Malone is a good one. I forget the name of it. That's actually real extensive. If you want a whole history, go to there. If not, there are articles. We have a unique history with geography, with our industry, industries, but mostly fishing way back. Now, of course, in recent history, we've found minerals, and we can mine a lot. Mining wasn't a thing, and it wasn't a thing here the further you go back. I know Bell Island had, the whole industry was based on mining. That was in the mid-1900s. But we've always had fishing, right? And now, they're discovering, and we have tools that can dig and find and search a lot easier as every year goes by. But I'm just saying, for our history, I'm rambling now, so I'll get back to the story. Yeah. Anyway, the story is, Jesus, the HMS Bulldog. So my grandfather was on that. Not that it has anything to do with this, but I was really close with my mother's father. I think I mentioned that in my books. I definitely mentioned it in my first one. But anyway, Lucy came over and she said, he wants to say that he's okay and that he's following you and that you should have a catch with Penny Lane like you and him used to do. And I did used to do that with him. I certainly did. But I said to Lucy, and I don't want to be insensitive. I don't believe in that stuff, in the clairvoyance or I mean, I want to, and I'm not. I don't really know. I don't want to be this total cynic because she was moved, and I know that Lucy, I think last week went for fun with her friends to see a psychic. I think I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I believe that's what they did for. It was a bit of fun. I don't think it's like part of her life, and but the guy or girl, I'm not sure, but I only heard little bits and pieces. She was pretty impressed. I don't think she's in full belief of everything supernatural or anything, but she was like, wow, pretty wild. And now she meditates anyway, but now she said that she had this vision is the wrong word, but this experience, and it felt like my grandfather speaking, and she's my neighbor. I was out back, so she was within 50 feet technically. So I suppose if you're into that stuff and you think range, energy, whatever. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that she's wrong or it didn't happen or anything. I just am not of that belief. And I'll tell you, I just need proof. I need scientific proof. Even these days, I say I don't want to get religious about it, but it's the same sort of thing. It's I just show me then. It's time. If we ever needed a miracle, here it is. Now, Jesus, Moses, God, Yahweh, whoever you are, wherever you are, right? It's just we always it's all this symbolism when it comes to religion or supernatural or whatever. It's I don't want to get political, but Trump, when they missed him with the shot and whatever. I don't want to see anybody get shot. That not a good scene. I don't want to get political here. I really don't. But I don't think God stepped in. People are saying, oh, God stepped in. First of all, why the fuck would God step in for Donald Trump? Second of all, there was a person who died. The bullet missed and it hit somebody. I think two people or one person at least was dead and the other person is still in hospital, critically injured. I mean, what are you saying there? That God, why wouldn't God just take the fucking gun out of the guy's hand before it started? Just so that, and it's not just, but anyway, and right after that, there was a flag that was up on it was actually hung the wrong way and it wrapped around itself. And it vaguely, you could say that looked like an angel. And people are going, oh, there it is, the angel. God should, if God is going to, why does God have to be so cryptic? You know what I mean? If he's going to do anything, just do it. Right? Just show us then. Why these signs that I might, or that cloud, look, Mom, it looks like Jesus. No, wait, it looks like a bowl of spaghetti. No, it looks like Jesus again. Come the fuck on. Again, I'm not saying you can't be religious or I'm not saying anything really, but religious or supernatural, just be careful what you're looking for, the clues that are there. That was a flag that was wrapped around itself. It wasn't an angel, right? Fucking, now, I'm not knocking Lucy. I think that she had an energy and something happened, and who knows? Maybe it was my grandfather, Bucky Norris. I really, I'm nobody to say it wasn't. I'm just saying, me. I don't see that as the case. Remember that old clairvoyant, I don't know, it was maybe 20 years ago. She used to go on Oprah. Julie Brown, I think it was something like that. She was an older. Here, I shouldn't be talking without a reference. 1 second. I can't. It's funny. I'm back. There was a psychic named Julie Brown. This is not the one I was thinking of though. Then there's John Edward, whatever, a number of them. But anyway, the one she used to be on Oprah, and she was like probably 60 at the time. And again, there is a psychic. I'm looking at it now, Julie Brown. I'm looking at the face, though. It's not the person I was thinking of. But there, I'm trying to do a deep dive. I don't remember her name. It used to be either Maury Povich or Oprah. I'm typing in psychic Oprah, and I don't see it coming up. But I'm telling you, she was on all the time. Okay. Anyway, she led people to. Oh, there was a murder. Yeah, that was it, or a so-called homicide. And after like 3 years, I guess she felt it was safe to say, you know what, she's gone. Whoever it is talking through me now. She's gone. And it was a public fucking stunt, is what it was, because the person was. And usually they are gone, right? Usually 99% of the time, someone's gone that long and they went missing without running away. Or you figure, okay, I'm pretty safe to say this now, right now. So here they are, these family talking through her to their daughter that they think is dead, and the daughter shows back up again. I can't remember what happened, but I know this story's true. I shouldn't be having. Okay, put it this way: if I was representing TSN or something now, and I was reporting on a story that was overseas or wherever, Olympics, World Juniors, or whatever, I would have to tell you factual. And I wouldn't kind of. So this feels very unprofessional for me to sit here and tell you a story that I can't reference, but I'm telling you this. Anecdotally, okay. So anyway, so that backfired, and then you get this guy John Edward. That would be, remember that he used to have the audience and come out and like. All I can think of is that it's either incredible intuition and cues, and maybe they do some research beforehand, and there is an art to it. But he used to be so spot on. You'd be like, what? But again, if you are, John, and you can see that, who killed my fucking grandfather? Who did this? Who did that? Who killed JFK? What's going to happen next? Who's going to win the election? Is there going to be civil war? What do we do about it? Who gives a fuck about this guy's pet dog in 1977? You can do this shit. Go. What's Vladimir Putin doing? Read his fucking mind. Solve problems. Anyway, I just think it's all bullshit. I don't think Julie's trying to do this. God, I get so into it. So fucking fired up. Yeah, I'm not saying that Lucy is trying to swindle me or anything. I generally believe that she meditates, and I know she meditates. I generally believe that, there's an energy to it. I've meditated my own ways, and I often, I'll get into that another time, but, I've tried it. And meditation it's also very vague. There's ways to meditate. It's not all, sitting in the Buddhist position, whatever that is, and coming up with a mantra. I often sit down in this similar way and just listen to an album, or the ocean or something on YouTube, and let my mind wander. I don't know, that's what my closest, that's what I can consider meditating. But there's energies involved and things, and Lucy is a curious, positive-minded person that meditates a lot and feels a lot of energy. I believe that. So I don't think she's trying to swindle me. So I'm just saying, people that go on and make, like, you better be fucking sure. You're either positive or you're a swindler if you're going to go on TV, take a bunch of people and have them have faith in you and tell them that, people's feelings. Tell them they're talking to loved ones that are dead. Again and again, maybe I'm wrong. I just find it funny that you won't, and I guarantee you most of this audience that I'm talking to are split, because people are split on this. And I really, really, really don't want to be cynical. I hope I'm wrong. I guess in most cases, it could be people you don't want to talk to as well. I hope I'm wrong about the whole possibility of it. And you know what? I do think it's possible. I do think there's something we don't know. There's a dimension we don't know, maybe, we haven't figured out life. I'm not all about science. I believe in emotion and energy, and I don't know about that transfer into religion or, the absolute supernatural. Again, I need proof. I've got stories that seem wild. And like, how did that possibly? He must have been in the room but again, in this fucking day and age, give me proof. If I don't have proof, I find it hard to just invest my mind in. My mind is fucking a pretty important thing. I don't want it littered with conspiracy theories or hopes and wishes of supernatural realms that don't exist. I think that can get dangerous. But I really hope that there is a way to communicate with the dead. I hope that there's things I don't know about life and death that would amaze me that I should look forward to. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not even saying that John Edward is wrong. It would just, to me, if you can know those things, it's just funny how you can't solve a crime or a problem when there's so much people in need, so many people in need, and so much poverty and evil and war and lies and deceit and rape, gluttony and backstabbing in the world. Why don't one of you just use that power to help somehow, something? I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. Just, you know what I mean? Even little things. Can you see, little things that don't have to be life-changing. You know what I mean? Like, well, life-changing, but not in a bad. Okay, here, Johnny Edward, come on, you're my buddy now, right? Now listen, who's gonna win the fucking Super Bowl this year? Just tell me. We're all good here, okay? Now you see that guy over there, Johnny? He's dying. He's got a form of cancer that can be treated, but he needs $200,000 because his insurance doesn't cover it. Now, tell us who's going to win the fucking Super Bowl, okay? And he's going to be all good. He's going to live, right? Or go down. So I don't know, take any section of hobos and homeless people, of which that group is growing exponentially, at least in North America, in every city I've been to in the last couple of years. Why not just, you know what I mean? What's the lotto numbers going to be, Johnny? Come on. Help a few people out here, right? Come on. But it never fucking happens, ever. Ever. Without exception, it doesn't happen. So, you can just see these certain things. Oh, I think, yes, wait, it's coming through. Did you have someone that was, their last name or their first name began with a J? I'm seeing it. It's coming, talking to like a group of 100 people. One of them goes, yes, Jeff. Whoa, I thought it was John, but it's Jeff. Yes, Jeff is coming through. Did Jeff ever wear hats? Yes, he played Yes, he did play baseball. I can see Jeff, the baseball player, wore hats. Of course he wore hats because he played baseball and he liked to wear his, did he have some kind of gloves that he wore? I'm seeing gloves, but one is bigger than the other. No, wait, it's a baseball. Yes, a baseball glove. Yes, not two gloves, one glove. It's a baseball glove. And it seems to me, Jeff, who played baseball, seemed like he was a bit of a competitor. Did you, growing up, meanwhile, knowing that he played baseball, he must be, growing up, did he hate to lose at checkers? Yes, he did. He hated to lose at everything. I can't believe you know this. Meanwhile, fucking baseball player. So anyway, call me a cynic, and please prove me the fuck wrong. Add your story to Twitter. Go to Twitter, add me, and where are we at? 20 minutes. And please prove me wrong.
Bet the action on the ice with DraftKings Sportsbook, With DraftKings, you can bet on any game you want. Whether you want to bet the puck line or the over-under, DraftKings has something for everybody. And if you want, you can throw down on your favorite player as an anytime goal scorer. Or if you're looking for a long-term bet, maybe you want to predict the Stanley Cup champion. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN. New customers get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. That's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/ice for eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you tend to compare your life to others? Does social media play a part in that? What do you do when you get caught up wishing your life looked like somebody else's? Comparison is the thief of joy, and it can be easy to envy other people's lives. It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't. Therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. BetterHelp isn't just for people who have experienced major trauma. It can be helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, or just empower you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? BetterHelp is entirely online, so it's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Plus, it's easy to get started. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, no hassle, nothing. So stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/THPN today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/THPN.
Speaking of that, so Jason Greger and I on his show yesterday, we were talking about one of the questions. We have 5 questions at the end of the show. And one of the questions was, what's the hardest thing to do in sports? Now, for me, ESPN magazine did a thing on this, I think 2 or 3 times, did like an athlete's poll. The average person, the hardest thing. And it always comes up, hit a major league fastball. And I find that wild. Because, like, if you're standing at the plate and you have a bat, you have a chance. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a great hit. And the average person I know is probably not going to hit it. But I'm not a major leaguer. I played a bit of baseball. I don't know, what's a guy or a girl, any athlete that if you know how to swing a bat and the fastball's coming in, a fastball, I would argue curveball, slider harder because they're moving. But, like, you know what I'm saying? If it's a fastball, then you just sit there, look at the speed of it coming in. I know it's going to be going in crazy fast, like 100 miles an hour almost, right? But, again, if you just speed up you start swinging before the pitch comes in. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to ever catch up to it like a major leaguer. That would be insane. But I'm saying there's a chance. The bigger picture of what I'm saying is that let's say it was hit a 3-pointer, right? I'm looking out on the street. I'm here. There's 20 houses on my street, maybe. I'm saying that how many people? I don't know. 50 people? I'm saying 30 of them can't even reach the rim. You're saying average person. Okay, let's just say over 18, though. Let's say over 18, because you can't expect average adult. I still don't think. Okay, Lucy plays sports. I don't know if she plays basketball. I don't know. Let's say Lucy's definitely an athlete. I see her running out there. But, like, you can tell when someone's coordinated. Her daughter plays soccer. But let's say, I don't know, if she doesn't play golf and she can't hit that ball, like, if she can't reach the hole, how could she get a hole in one, right? Now, the odds are probably 1,000 to 1 she's going to hit a major league fastball. But if she's got a bat and she's there, again, hit. You might swing at it and it might just roll 8 feet, but you get to first base. Right? That's all I'm saying. Jason Greger brought up, he thinks it would, and Declan Kruger, who's also the producer on the show, his answer was he thought return a major or a pro tennis serve. Now, again, I might be cocky. I think I could do that. I don't think immediately. At first, I said 1 out of 1,000 I could do it. I think 1 out of 100. Now, again, it's a pro tennis player, I know. But again, if I'm sitting back, if I'm sitting way back, then they're going to, you know what I mean? And again, I'm saying because of speed, right? Like the reason that I wouldn't be able to hit it is speed. If you just laid it in there and hit one back, I'm not a tennis player. I played a few times in my life. But I'm saying that you take the hardest serve around. Just sit back. Let me see it a couple times. Now, 100 times that they're going to, whoever it is, the pro is going to hit it to me. Once I see a few of them, I'm not saying I'm going to hit it a lot but again, and I'm not saying I'm going to return it well. But if I just make contact with the ball that's coming at me, which is coordination, I don't care how fast it's coming. Again, I'm not saying I'm ever going to ever rally with one of these people. But if I just get racket on ball, now it's the law of averages. The ball's going to go up in the air. The odds are still not likely it's going to land across the net and in. But I think in 100, it could happen once. I do. I'm only saying once. Right? Whereas my mom, Gail Ryan, would never be able to make a three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she probably wouldn't return a serve, but it's coming across. If she just put her, at some point, it might be 50,000 tries. It might be 50,000 with her. But there's a chance that it's going to hit the racket and go back over the net. Now, there's no chance that she could ever hit a three-pointer. Jason brought up dunking. I think dunking is easy if you're tall enough to dunk. Dunking is one where dunking is like if you're tall enough, yes. If you're not, no. And then they brought up, well, you still got to be athletic to be able to jump. I don't know. Maybe when you're like on the 6'3", right? But if you're like 6'8", and again, it's not a sizable portion, but there's millions of people that are that tall. Millions. So that means they could just go up on their tippy toes, jump up a little bit, and come on. If you're tall enough, Manute Bol was from fucking somewhere in Africa. He never touched a basketball. They took him over. He was like fucking 8 feet tall, whatever. I think he was like 7 feet tall. And he learned the game. And of course, he can dunk it. He's just going to plop it in the net. I could see like make 3 moves and then dunk it. But like dunking it, if you're tall enough, then you can just put it in. Like once that's established, height. But he did make a good point. I couldn't dunk it, right? So average person. But to me, like a major league fastball, every single person that gets up to bat has a chance to hit it. Again, and not a good one. And it might be the least, but I think like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess going back to Jason's argument, I can't dunk it. There's no way I could ever dunk it. I would need rockets in my shoes or to be like bouncing on crazy springs or some shit, right? It'd have to be an acrobatic stunt that I needed a prop. I could never dunk it. I can see how hitting that major league pitch would be really hard and intimidating, but I could take the biggest nerd that never played athletics whatsoever, most uncoordinated, but if he or she just puts the bat like in the bunt position, you know what I mean? It might hit the bat and fall in front of the plate. I mean, the odds are astronomically low. Can it be astronomically low? Astronomically high? Astronomically low? I think astronomy, I think space, up. Anyway, yeah, it's not good. odds. Not good odds. By no means am I saying I would, but I did play baseball, so I think I could get up. We used to jack the pitching machine up to like 90s and see if we could hit it. And after a while, it's coming in. You got to swing like before you even think, right? Like I remember that being hard about baseball. Like one of the things that separates the men from the boys. Like we would play around here, and like growing up, I don't know, even in senior baseball, you're not getting a lot of people throwing it at like mid 80s. You're just not. They might say they are. Just people that don't know, like major leagues is like 90s, and now there's quite a few people that throw it 100 or more. It's just you got to like. I mean, it's hard. But anyway, but around here they were throwing it, say, in the 70s. So like my approach to the plate for my first like 16, 17 years of my life, right, was like see the pitch, react. See the pitch. What's it going to be? I could tell if it was going to be a fastball or curveball, like once it was released. Well, once it gets up into the 80s, you almost got to start you got to start your swing before you even really know what's coming. And then as it's coming, now you got to make it's a completely different approach. And it happens for me. I don't know any batters I'm talking to out there, but it happens to me like in the mid 80s. I'm like, okay, like this is different. And I'm sure if you're a trained professional that's playing every day, hitting against people in the 90s, it takes a while to get that eye just so, and because after a while it becomes, it's old hat, right? It's just everybody throws like that. But I'm not saying I would be able to go in and do well at it. But I just think that if you're an athlete and you can swing a bat, there's at least a chance that the fastball. Now, the curveball, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to see a curveball in the 90s. I would love to do that as a ball player. That, there's things like I loved playing baseball, but there's things that I'll never see. I'll never see like a pro knuckleballer. People around here throwing knuckleballs, and I found those mesmerizing. Wow, holy shit, look at it move. Like imagine hitting off R.A. Dickey or something, right? Like I wish I'd gotten to see that. Now, when I tell you I only saw mid 80s. They said 90. I think it was mid 80s. I think people exaggerate, but it was at the Nationals, like when I was like maybe the Canadian Nationals, right? You'll get the odd pitcher that played pro. Even we got them here that go down and I guess pro college, whatever. Like like Newfoundland has a few prospects. My good buddy Harold White, his son Hudson, is up and coming now. Going to spend the play in Chicago University in the when he goes back. They just finished here. He's going to spend the winter down there going to school and training for baseball. And we got Cody Butt, Gerald Butt's son, who's a pro baseballer himself, was drafted to the Yankees. I could go on and on. There's lots of great ball players around here. But in my experience, just the speed, I never saw speed like I did at the Canadian Nationals, right? We had Mario T, Michael Fifield, Peter Fifield. Anybody into baseball around here knows who I'm talking about. There were good pitchers, Bobby Kent, Bobby Bugden coming up. They were good, but like there was like heat came in. We had a guy in Mount Pearl, Jason Kearley. He threw it. Michael Fifield could hum it. But then we go to the Nationals, and then there was even a step above that. And where my dad would thrive on that, it used to throw me off, right? It used to throw me off. I had to choke up a couple of inches, like just to get the bat on the ball. And I remember going, whoa, that was fucking the craziest pitch I'd ever seen. And it was like a good curveball. It was against Ontario. It was a good curveball. It was like 81, 82 miles, but I thought, holy fuck. Now in the majors, you go way up from that, right? A better curveball coming at least, well, they differ, but there's lots in the 90s. The 90s coming in, or sliders, or like knuckle curves, or slurves, change ups. Try that. Someone throwing it 102 in the majors up by your fucking ear. And then toss one, looks like he's going to throw at your head, and it comes in 81 right down the middle, and you swing before the ball is halfway to home plate. I love the science of baseball. I would have loved to see some better pitchers. I just never played enough or got to the highest levels, but I have the utmost respect. Anyway, I've been yakking about that. But anyway, so yeah, get to me on Twitter and Jason Greger, the Jason Greger Show, okay? Because we had this debate on there, and we're going to talk more about it on Tuesday. No, wait, what's today? Jesus, what's today? Wednesday. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow, being Thursday. Yeah, submit. What do you think is the hardest thing to do in sports? Of course, climb Mount Everest. That's up there, but is that really sports? I think we're stretching. So let's keep it to what you and I would consider sports. Olympics. Anything in the Olympics would have to be included, right? That was mountain climbing in the Olympics. I don't think. Sports, just fucking sports, right? And ideally, the major sports. Right. Just, give me baseball, soccer, hockey, basketball. Wait, soccer, hockey, basketball. Oh, football. And then, anything. Lacrosse, a legit sport. I don't consider like board games a sport. Darts, not really. You know what I'm saying. But who am I to say maybe darts is a sport? Tell me what you think. Go to Twitter. What do you think is the hardest thing to do in all of sports? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe majority of people will say hit a fastball from a major league pitcher. I could be completely off. And I hope I am. I like to spur debate. That's why we're here. I just find in today's world, whether it's sports or politics or whatever, debate is turning into argument. And that's not a healthy thing. It's not a good thing. So wherever you are, on the debate level, whether it's sports or politics or whatever, make sure to leave room to tolerate the other opinion for the love and honor of God. I look at what's happening now in North America. Well, the United States elections are coming, so that's obvious, but so much hate, and there was never this much hate. So much hate, and there was never, ever this much hate. We need to love more. Like the Beatles said, all you need is love. And it's probably not all you need, but really, it's probably the first thing you need. And the other needs fall in line after that. But if you've got love in your heart and compassion and tolerance for people that don't agree with you, then you're off to the races, I think, in my opinion. I think that we only get further through conversation and debate, not argument, no matter what we're talking about. Folks who are downtown St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, you want a bite to eat, why not go to Blue on Water? Why not go to Loose Tie? And why not go to Peter Wedgwood Cafe on Elizabeth Avenue if you want to work out strength and balance for the body and mind. Ryan Power Conditioning, Rope Walk Lane. If you want to go have a drink, you want to go to George Street Festival's coming up. You know where I like to go? I like to go to Trinity Pub, TJ's Pub, the Rob Roy Confusion. I like to go to the Martini Bar, Green Sleeves. I also like to go to the Bull and Barrel. If I want to go to Mr. Lube, there's 2 locations right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. One's on Torbay Road, one's on Camelot Road. Live, laugh, lube. Pippo Pain Relief, the pain sticks that just don't quit. Go to pippopainrelief.com, see what all the fuss is about. Mugsy Jeans, I love my Mugsy Jeans. Great stretch, great comfort, great fit. I love my Mugsy Jeans. True Hockey, take what's yours, folks. We'll be back in just a couple of days with more Tales with TR. David Waronker, one of my owners from Orlando, has got a great story to tell. I'm telling you right now, you might not recognize his name, but he is a legend as far as I'm concerned, and one of my owners in the Atlantic Coast Hockey League, and he'll have a lot to say. I can't wait to hear from Dave. Okay, back in just a couple of days. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys on the rebound.